guys, and welcome to your weekly horoscope for Monday the 23rd of November going through until Sunday the 29th of November 2020. Thank you for tuning in to this video. I'm going to give you a rundown of what is going on this week up in the sky, what the planets are doing with one another, what relationships they form, and what energy kind of is created as a result of that. And I'm going to have a look at what this means for all of us here on planet Earth, how it translates, and how we can use the energy to our advantage. So starting with Monday the 23rd of November, we've got the moon in Pisces, and that sits right on top of Neptune, the water planet, also in Pisces. So the moon is that part of the chart that is all about how you feel and what's going on for you internally. In Pisces, it means you really have an understanding and an easy access to the higher realms and anything that is unmanifest. With the water planet sitting right on top of the moon, that is really amplified. So have a look at what you're dreaming, have a look at the things that you're thinking about while asleep and while you're awake, and the things that are going on for you internally. The moon then also forms a harmonious trine with the communication planet Mercury, which is also in a water sign, Scorpio. So you really understand things on a deep level. And it sextiles Pluto and Jupiter. Both of them are outer planets, and they're in Capricorn. So your feelings can really make changes and bring about good luck and change in your life. Mercury also forms a trine with Neptune in Pisces. So Neptune isn't just connected to the moon, it's also connected to the communication planet. So what you're going to find really easy is getting in touch with your own feelings and really making sense of that in a way that you can understand for yourself. So on Monday, you start the week by being super intuitive, and you're able to connect to your inner world. You have a great understanding of your own behaviors and patterns, and you have the wherewithal to actually make positive changes in your life based on those insights. So that's really useful. It may sound a little bit vague and like, oh great, I understand myself, hooray. But really, if you don't have an understanding of why you're doing certain things, then you're kind of dooming yourself to repeat the same patterns. And if you actually understand them, and if you have a choice in your behavior, then you can change it. So on Monday, allow yourself to dream and then to act as a result of those dreams. Don't doubt yourself. If people are telling you that an idea is crazy, then consider that the green light for you to move ahead, because those people don't share your vision, and it's really not up to you to explain yourself to other people or to try and get other people to understand. Your actions are going to be speaking much more loudly than your words are, and if you're trying to convince people or win them over or get them on board, I wouldn't bother so much. I would focus on your own dreams and really getting something done with those ideas. Moving on to Tuesday, the 24th of November, we have the moon going into Aries at 3:06 in the afternoon, and it stays in Aries until Friday. So the moon in Aries is now in the first sign of the zodiac, Aries, the ram, all about let's get things going. Think about the time of the year, because the astrology is based on the seasons and it's based on the northern hemisphere. So Aries is spring, it's about fire, coming back into nature and really pushing things through and getting started. I always think of like snowdrops and bluebells coming out of the snow, pushing their way out of the ground and saying, hello, we're back, we're in bloom, life is warm and sunny again. So with the moon in Aries, you're going to feel a much greater sense of drive. The moon then conjuncts the asteroid Chiron, which is known as the wounded healer in astrology. That's also in Aries. So those two make friends. So the way you feel, I need to act, I need to move forward, with the wounded healer also in that sign saying, hey, I can actually make changes to things that are painful and that hurt simply by taking action. The moon then also forms a positive trine with the sun in Sagittarius. So we've jumped out of the pool here, Monday's pool of water via Pisces and Scorpio, and now we're full on in a fire sign. We're in Aries, we're in Sagittarius, and fire is really much more driven and much more focused on moving things forward and progressing and taking action than water is. Water is about feelings and the home and love. Fire is about, wow, this is really exciting. I want to do something with it. I want to consume and move forward and power through. With the moon in Aries and the sun in Sagittarius, it's not just that there's fire back in your world and you see the possibilities, there's also that fire of self-belief inside of you. And the sun in Sagittarius forms a quincunx with Venus, the planet of love and beauty, in Scorpio. So we've got a little bit of water, but mostly fire, 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 saying move forward, let's go, let's keep things moving, or let's get things started. So dreams kind of go out the window on Tuesday, and you're all about being present in the here and now. What can I do? And getting busy and saying, okay, how can I act? It's a good idea to check in with yourself the day before on Monday, especially if you're kind of feeling lost, because you get those insights on Monday. And now here on Tuesday, it's important to do the work the day before, because the insights that you get are actually things that you can move ahead with on Tuesday. So make sure that you've got some sort of a game plan, or that you ask yourself, hey, what is it that I enjoy? What is my life purpose? Do I feel like I'm on the right track? Because Tuesday is all systems go, and you can really make a lot of progress. Also on Tuesday, there may be unexpected news about love and romance coming into your life. So pay attention to that, to the people around you, and try not to just focus on your own little mission and what you're into. Pay attention to the people around you, but not for approval or support. More about what they're doing, how they respond to you. And if you see positive responses, then connect with those people, because they will boost your energy even more, and they will give you more, a greater sense of excitement and, hey, this is great, other people are involved, and it just kind of creates an energy. On Wednesday, the 25th of November, we've got the love planet still in Scorpio, Venus, personal planet of creativity and beauty, and that forms a quincunx with Chiron in Aries. So we've got water and fire now. Chiron in Aries says keep going, make things better, heal your life. And Venus in Scorpio really connects you to your true feelings. And it actually shows you what needs to be healed, because Scorpio is really able to face the stuff that you'd rather not face. And that's usually an area that needs healing. Otherwise, you wouldn't have a problem facing it, right? The moon in Aries conjuncts Mars in Aries. So I don't know if I mentioned that Mars, the male planet, the planet of masculinity and drive and fire and motivation, that rules Aries. So first of all, Mars is really happy in its own placement, because it's really able to move ahead. Plus, Mars is no longer retrograde. Mars was retrograde for, I think, 2 months-ish. A few months ago, September, October. And it was about a lack of motivation and not really being able to get things moving for yourself. Now that it's in Aries and moving forward, it's really, where can I put my energy? What can I do? How can I progress? And the moon also in Aries means you're totally aligned in terms of your own feelings with this sense of action. Last action hero kind of vibes. So Wednesday, all of this energy combines to give you a huge sense of confidence. And the strength of Venus in Scorpio, the fact that you have your own feelings and your own moods under control here on Wednesday. So if you struggle with that, if you're kind of all over the place emotionally, then Wednesday is going to be a day where you experience much more equilibrium within yourself. And that equilibrium and that stability allows you to take emotional risks. And why would you take emotional risks, right? I mean, the reason we take risks is, in my experience, this planet, the universe that we're in, it rewards people who take risks. It really does. Like, if you play it safe, and if you play by the rules, and if you just kind of plod along, life doesn't reward you as such. And sometimes if you take huge risks, you can fall on your face majorly, but also you can have these amazing outcomes. And Wednesday is a day where you can really, really have amazing emotional outcomes for yourself. Wednesday, you're on fire, okay? You have self-belief, and you're able to take risks, emotional and otherwise. So even in your working life, in your family life, any area where you can take a risk financially. So it's great for proposals of marriage, declarations of love, public speaking, and interviewing for new jobs. Anything that kind of can feel a little bit daunting or scary, anything that you shy away from because you don't really believe in yourself or you're full of doubt, it's a fabulous day to pursue those things and, more importantly, to get a positive outcome. That's really what I noticed about this week altogether, is that the odds are really stacked in your favor, especially if you align yourself with this fiery energy of I can, I will, I am going to move forward, I am going to do things. Yeah. On Thursday, the 26th of November, we've got the moon still in Aries, and it forms a square with Jupiter, Pluto and Saturn, the outer planets, all of which are in Capricorn, and the square causes friction between two planets or two luminaries. The moon in Aries still gives you that sense of drive and fire and motivation and really being self-propelled. And the outer planets, Jupiter, good luck and good fortune, Pluto, transformation and change, and Saturn, the structures and kind of scaffolding of your life, the things that give you security and a sense of being grounded and being able to build on something that's solid. All of those in Capricorn mean that if you engage with your life on a practical level, so if you look at the landscape of your life, you're actually able to do some gardening in a metaphorical sense, and you're able to make really positive changes to the way your life looks. So you're being supported in making actual changes. Those changes can really lead to long-lasting foundations which you put in place, and they are positive foundations, so it's building something new. It's like the tower in the tarot. Getting rid of something and giving yourself a clean slate before you build something new. It's an opportunity to really act in a very concrete, earthy, and long-term way, which is going to have a real impact on your actual life. And the Aries moon also forms a quincunx with the communication planet Mercury in Scorpio. So not only are you extremely practical and really aware of what you can do and what you can't do and what your limitations are and where the opportunities lie, you're also very in touch with your feelings. So if something feels right, it gives you that internal permission to say, hey, this is great, I'm doing this. And if there's some sort of internal barrier, it kind of gives you a warning saying, hey, maybe rethink this or maybe tweak it a little bit before you move forward. So it's really a fabulous combination that means you're really, really unlikely to go wrong. You can really trust yourself. The Sun in Sagittarius also forms a trine with Chiron in Aries. Chiron is making a lot of connections this week. So a kind of hidden theme here is that things that haven't worked out in the past, or things that still hurt, and things that you've carried through from the past and into the present, and things that are unhealed and still cause you pain now, you're able to revisit those things and amend them and transform them for the better. So it's not just about being practical in a real world sense, so actually building something and creating and going for new interviews and proposing. It's also about looking at what's going on for you emotionally and saying, hey, this is a little bit shaky for me. That memory doesn't sit right. I'm going to look at that and I'm going to change it and I'm going to mend it so that you can heal and integrate, and that you don't have to live in the past anymore and be racked with guilt or remorse or whatever it may be that keeps you going back to that memory or thought. You're actually able to complete it, put it to rest and move on. So it's really moving on in a profound way. It's not just being self-motivated and full of energy and drive. It's being able to reach into the past and to fix it, to liberate yourself in the now. That's huge. So on Thursday, reconcile with people you've hurt in the past or things that don't sit well with you and that cause you pain. Stand in your own power comfortably. You're going to find that really easy to do, and you feel that things are within your control. It's almost like sometimes life can seem out of control and we can feel really powerless. On days like Thursday, you look at your life and you look at your situation and things just don't seem so insurmountable. You're like, oh, this isn't so hard, I can do this. So that's really liberating in itself, that you feel like you're on top of your problems. It's not that the problems change or go away, but it's your perspective on them and that you feel able to actually handle them. So you find the strength within yourself to act, and you don't need the approval of other people. And also within yourself, things don't have to be guaranteed. So if there isn't the certainty of success and there is some self-doubt, you're able to act despite those fears or without that guarantee that everything's going to turn out wonderfully. So it's a day for taking the first step. And whether you want to leave behind an addiction, or you want to move to another country, or you want to start a new hobby, or a number of things. If you want to get into spirituality and you've never looked into that ever, this sounds a little bit preachy, but every journey starts with a first step, doesn't it? It seems really meaningless and discouraging when you start a new hobby or something new in your life and you're there for the first 10 minutes or the first hour. It doesn't feel very promising. And that's where this fire and energy really serves you, because you can believe in something without the experience of, hey, I've done this for 10 years and I've succeeded, so I'm going to succeed today. I believe in myself, therefore I'm going to do this. I'm going to stand in my power here now, and I'm going to do something new. That sense of the new is really, really strong on Thursday, and it's going to inspire you and motivate you. I like. Okay, Friday the 27th of November. First of all, the numbers are drawing my attention. So 2 and 7 is 9, spirituality and completion. November is 11, master number of service. So by looking within, you can really understand how you can serve. And if you want to do well in the world, it's, in my experience again, it's better to ask, how can I serve and how can I add value, than how can I get a mink coat? How can I get famous? The getting isn't particularly helpful, because things tend to elude you or seem very far away when you do that. But when you say, hey, what do I have inside of me already that's super valuable, and how can I share that with the world? That's much easier, because it's right there. It's right in you, and you don't feel like you're grasping at something. It's something that you can just lay bare for the world. And that's a good idea. And 2020 is 4, structure, security. It's like Saturn. So Friday, this isn't astrology, this is just numerology. But by understanding yourself and then being of service, you can really create a new structure. And that's what this week really is about the new, about taking action. So on Friday, the moon moves into Taurus at 3:44 in the morning. Taurus is an earth sign. It's the bull. It's the most stubborn of all the signs. It's the most practical of all the signs. It's able to generate luxury and beauty and wealth on planet Earth. It's ruled by Venus, the planet of love, beauty and creativity. So all of those things are really accessible for Taurus, and Taurus doesn't really struggle to express itself beautifully. So you kind of have this gentle, lovely landing coming in from the moon in Aries all week. Fire, 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 let's go. And it becomes a little bit calmer. Taurus is much more focused on being present in the here and now, and changing things so that they suit your needs. The Taurus moon then opposes Venus in Scorpio, so it forms a relationship with its ruler, which it likes. It's 180 degrees away from Venus in Scorpio. Scorpio often is about being in charge emotionally, and Taurus is being in charge physically, practically. I like this picture on my wall, therefore I am going to hang it, and it's going to make my whole place look more beautiful. I mean, that's a mundane example, but that's the kind of thing Taurus is good at. Taking something in the actual here and now and saying this is going to work, rather than just thinking about it. So the moon in Taurus and opposing Venus in Scorpio gives you control of your feelings and your circumstances. So again, there's that lovely kind of equilibrium that you have access to. It conjuncts Uranus in Taurus, the planet of rebellion and eccentricity, creating unforeseen wonderful circumstances in your life, and it quincunxes the sun in Sagittarius. I love this time of year. It must be really nice being a Sagittarius, because it just feels so optimistic. You're looking at the year ahead, what you can do, what you can plan for the future, and it gives you this inner lift of, yes, I can do it. That's really positive. I love that. Mercury is in Scorpio, so really great emotional insights and understanding of you, and also what you don't have control of yet within yourself. So what ruins your life? Like, what things in you emotionally keep coming up and keep forcing you to behave and act in certain ways or speak in certain ways that don't make your life better. You're able to look at those things and change them. Mercury in Scorpio forms a harmonious sextile with Pluto in Capricorn, and that gives you the ability to really make those changes. Personal habits are hard to change because we don't think about, ooh, you know, I'm the source of all my problems. Usually most people look at external circumstances as to why things don't work. So Friday, you have that amazing insight that, hey, I actually play a part in all of this. My behavior and my input is partially, even if it's 1%, partially responsible for what is going on. And by changing my actions and my kind of involvement in all of this, I can make changes. So it really is super empowering because it says, if I change myself, or if I tweak certain ways in which I interact with other people or behave, then I can really alter my circumstances. Venus in Scorpio gives you a great intensity. It's like smoldering. It's like really being passionate and feeling the heat for other people and for things in your life, things that really make you love, or things that really engage you and give you a sense of meaning. And if I get myself closer to this, then life is going to be better. That opposes Uranus and Taurus. That's interesting because that only happens once a year. So Venus and Scorpio, control of the emotional stuff and also the ability to reach out to things which have eluded you for a number of years or decades. With the opposition of Uranus and Taurus, the planet of the unexpected, you can really suddenly find something in your life that you've never had before. So like on Tuesday, there could be unexpected news about love and romance. Friday really echoes that and takes it to the next level of intensity. And altogether, it results in you feeling really, really confident in yourself, and self-belief on Friday is at an all-time high. It's a day where the world kind of meets you halfway through that Uranus-Scorpio, Venus and Scorpio connection, and it reflects all the good steps that you've been taking and all the work that you've been doing during the week. It's kind of like being rewarded for being courageous. Life doesn't reward you, again, in my experience. If you are the nicest, most charming, generous, and selfless person, some of those people are going to have a wonderful life and some aren't. It's not like life has a tick, like, what is it? It ticks certain boxes. It doesn't. It's like, okay, you were a good girl. I am Santa. Life is Santa, and I'm going to give you a prezi. It doesn't really work like that. But on Friday it does, because by taking risks and by moving forward all week, you're going to find that you run into something fabulous on Friday that actually feels like, wow, a present for me. So opportunities you pursue are very likely to go in your favor, especially if the result is meaningful and big, if it could be life-changing. Avoid fear and self-doubt by realizing the things you're pursuing right now are in your life for a reason. Trust that it's all as it should be, and that you're meant to grow, and you're meant to expand, and you're meant to change your circumstances for the better. All you need to do is left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. Keep going, keep moving forward, and the universe really is giving you a round of applause and lots of support on Friday the 27th. Saturday the 28th, we've got Neptune going direct. Neptune is an outer planet, so it spends about half the year in retrograde. When a planet is in retrograde, it appears to be going backwards, and in astrology, it means that the energy occurs internally. So with the water dream planet being retrograde for the last few months, there have been a lot of things going on inside of you where you may have questioned the future and said, hey, what are my dreams and what do I want to do? With it going direct now, that water and that kind of dreamy insight moves into the real world, and it can make things a little bit hazy and difficult to see clearly. Mercury in Scorpio still gives you that emotional insight and clarity, and it sextiles Jupiter in Capricorn. So the lucky planet in an earth sign, saying if you do things practically, it's likely that you'll succeed. So that kind of mitigates the effects of Neptune going direct on this first day. The moon is in Taurus, so we've got lots of earth now kind of balancing that out. It sextiles Neptune in Pisces, and it trines both the lucky planet Jupiter and the planet of transformation and rebirth, Pluto, in Capricorn. So what is possible is that denial comes back, wishful thinking comes back, maybe even a sense that I want to escape and I want to dream and I don't want to face reality. I just want to live in my own little world. And that can make things a little bit fuzzy and hard to see in a way that's practical. But on the plus side, you now have the opportunity to manifest things and to not take things so seriously and to realize that the world is an illusion to a certain extent and that you can change whatever it is you want by making new decisions and different decisions in future. So if you've been contemplating certain things, this is a great turning point to actually take stock of that and say, hey, these are the things I've been dreaming and thinking about for the last few days or weeks or months, and I actually want to do something with those things. If you have a choice on Saturday between continuing to dream and brainstorm and to come up with new ideas and plans, or executing the plans that you've already decided on, choose the latter. You're much more powerful in the real world as such, as opposed to the spiritual world. So exploration and doing things on planet Earth is going to pay off much more favorably than going on these spiritual quests and visions, trying to figure out who and what you are. If you want to do that, then Monday to Friday is much better because you get real insights about yourself, especially Monday, where it's all laid bare in front of you and you have access to all of your experiences in your life and spiritual truths, and you can really pick and choose what you want. It's kind of important that you do that work sooner rather than later so that you can actually move ahead with it later on in the week. The good thing to remember about Saturday is if you have been thinking about something for a while and it's been in your head and going round and round and round, it's really likely to have a favorable outcome if you take action this week, but Saturday in particular, because the odds are stacked in your favor with the lucky planet Jupiter and Pluto, saying that, hey, if you act, you're going to change things, or you have the power to change things in a favorable way. Finally, Sunday the 29th of November, we've got the moon going into Gemini at 17 minutes past 4 in the afternoon, and this is really the first sign of air that we've got all week. Gemini is an air sign. It's ruled by Mercury, the communication planet. It's about communication. It's about getting your point across. It's about speaking. And it's about being excited for the future and looking at opportunities that you can seize for yourself. So you see that changes, because earlier in the week I said don't grab and get. But Gemini is saying, hey, what doorways have now opened up? What can I get for myself? What doorways can I move through to progress? So it's a different approach. The Gemini moon then sextiles Chiron in Aries again. So we've got the asteroid Chiron in Aries saying, take action, go ahead, heal, which it's been saying all week. But you're much more verbal now on Sunday. And the feeling I get intuitively is that actions speak much more loudly than words this week. So if you feel like, okay, if I only explain myself and I tell you why, if I give you this litany of complaints, then you'll understand. No. People aren't going to be receptive or more receptive to you criticizing them on Sunday than they usually are. So if that's an illusion that you're kind of accepting and thinking is right, don't. The Sun in Sagittarius quincunxes Uranus and Taurus, so they're friends, and the miraculous and unexpected can still happen as a result of you looking to move ahead. So Sunday, be careful because you may put your foot in your mouth. If you want to speak your truth and express your opinions, that's fine. Just be careful and ask yourself, am I being constructive here? Or am I just being mean-spirited and critical? So am I actually saying these difficult things for the sake of the other person so that they can grow and progress? Or am I just trying to tear someone down and hurting them? And we all have had experiences in life where we feel hurt and we feel like we really need to educate the other person. If only they understood what they've done to us, things would change. Not really. If you educate someone about what a terrible person they are or how much they've hurt you, it doesn't change their behavior. If they really wanted to know why things went wrong, that's different. But you kind of giving people information about why you don't like certain things, it's not going to be received very well on Sunday. So focusing on other people and their flaws is a lot easier on Sunday than focusing on your own path. Remember, Neptune's gone direct, so it's kind of pushing you off track a little bit, and it's kind of urging you to look at other people and their problems rather than looking at yourself. Being single-minded in your purpose, that's going to pay off much more for you, and it's going to pay off really well, because Sunday is a day where things can go either way. You can either put your foot in your mouth and say the wrong thing and bring things to a complete standstill, or you can actually focus on what you're doing and really move forward. And usually when the odds are kind of 50-50, focusing on the right thing is really going to serve you. And remember, this is a week where the universe and the world rewards good behavior, and you saying, hey, how can I move ahead in my life? And the world says, hey, look, there's someone really trying their best. We're going to support that, and we're going to push positive things their way. So that's what I get for you this week. I hope you have a wonderful time. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, there's a book your readings button. Click on that to order your personal reading with me. In my personal readings, I use astrology, numerology, the tarot, and my intuition. And to draw up your astrology chart, I need your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth, so I can draw up your natal wheel, and that shows me everything about you. So your life purpose, your vocational aptitudes and gifts and talents, what's destined for you in certain areas and where you have control over those things, love, romance, health, spiritual progress, friendships, moving house, career, anything that's on your mind really. So if you want some guidance, or you just want a second pair of eyes looking at your chart, and also your transit, so what's going on moving around in the sky at the moment and how that influences your birth chart, then I can look at that for you and see when the best times are to do certain things. So if you're looking for a date to get married or to take a risk, we can look at that by checking out your birth chart and seeing how the transiting planets influence you particularly. Then please get in touch with me via the website gregoryscott.com. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe on the channel, and if you really like the video, then please share it online so that other people can see it. That would be really helpful. So yeah, although I understand that not everyone feels comfortable doing that, because astrology still is kind of spiritual closet territory. So, you know, if you're living in a really conservative situation where you can't be yourself, then of course don't do anything that will cause you problems. But if you are free to share the video, then that would really help me. So thank you. Have a great week, and I'll speak to you next week.